Good morning, everybody. We are live a little early. Well, not actually early. We start the show between 9 and 9:15. We took a little break last week, and we're starting a little early today because why not? It's a 3-day weekend. I hope you're off. I hope you're not at work. I'm not. Got my coffee. Got my DCA cup. One of my favorite cups, actually. Funny story there, but I won't share it right now. We have a lot to talk about. Now, why do we have a lot to talk about? There's a lot of stuff going on in the world of Disney news and stuff, right? But I've also been away for a week. We didn't do the show for a whole week. So I could go back and talk about all the topics, but the show would go all day. We haven't talked about the new Fast Pass, Genie Plus, all the stuff. There's so much going on. But there's too much juicy stuff that happened just now. So let me say hello to chat. Well, first of all, let me say hello to anybody who doesn't know. My name is Jeff. Jeff Bates is my name. Dole Whip Dad is his channel. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Happy Labor Day. If you're not watching at 9 o'clock Central Time Labor Day weekend, thank you, Team Replay. I'm glad you're here. Hashtag Team Replay in the comments. I love you guys too. The best experience is probably live so I can talk to you in chat. But hey, life happens, right? Some people are at work right now. Some people are sleeping right now. It's 9 o'clock where I live, meaning it's 7 o'clock Pacific time. So you West Coasters, I don't know. Are you up yet? I don't know. Maybe you're Team Replay because you're Team West Coast, or maybe you're just Team Replay because you want to. D&G Explorers, long time no see. Derek and Gregory. Hope you guys are both having the best day ever. Let's say hi to everybody in chat. Again, if you're watching on the replay, the next 30 seconds is going to be boring for you because I'm going to say hello to people in chat. In the chat. And if you see people in green in chat, that's because they're members of the channel. They bless and support the channel with a little bit of love, and they get their chat in green. Their chats show up more to me, the host, and they get access to emojis and some other silly fun things. Mostly they're saying thank you to me, and I'm saying thank you to you right now. Disney Connections is one of them. They're in green. First one's in the chat. They were actually here about a half hour early saying, I'm pretty sure we were on this ferry, but we didn't see it happen. We were on the other side relaxing in one of the only ferry benches. You don't know what we're talking about. Today's main topic is two separate Disney park incidences of idiots acting as such. It's pretty crazy. Disney Connection says they might have been on the ferry. That would be cool and horrible. I'm going to show the video, but I have reservations about showing it. There's a little sweet little girl in there who just looks like she's in horror. And so I'm going to show it, though. I've been thinking about it for a while. I mean, you know, you gotta make fun of stupid or stupid reigns. So anyway, Disney Connections, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Joy S, also a member of the channel. I can tell because she's in green. Good morning to you, my friend Sandy Norris. I'm here early, Jeff. Looking forward to the live. Thank you, Sandy. I went early today myself. Paul Engel in the house. Hey, Paul, what's going on, my man? Thanks for doing all those notes the other night. That was really nice of you. Everybody saying hi. My mom's in the house. Hi, my mom. D&G Explorers, I already mentioned. What's going on, gentlemen? Hope you're having a great day. Ray J's in the house. Inspirational, also a member of the channel in green. Good morning to you. Corner Sports, Tommy, a member of the channel. Hey, Tommy, long time no see. Hope you're having a great day up there in Boston. Jan S. Disney in the house. Everybody's here. Okay, let's get to this. So, well, let's talk about all the news where I'm going to hope to get to. I'm going to go to about 10 o'clock my time. So we got a 15-minute show here planned. There's no like rule that I have to stop then, but that's what I'll do. I've got lots of stuff I want to do today. Here's all the stuff I'd like to get to today. Ready? I got notes. So we'll start with the soft stuff. The Poly monorail, unannounced, started up yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So if you stayed at the Poly, you got to walk right onto the Poly platform and get onto the monorail and go straight to the Magic Kingdom. One of the best reasons to stay at the Poly is that saying, hey, Casey from Casey's Corner of the House, a member of the channel. What's going on, my friend Casey? Hope you're having a great morning. So that was nice. They got video of that. I'm a Polynesian nut. We're DVC members. Our home park? Yeah, our home resort is the Poly. We love the Poly. And one of the things I do love is just walking right onto that monorail. So good for them. The Rock and Roller Coaster is going to be hung up by Universal. Lots of businessy things happening that will be, we don't know how long the licensing contract with Aerosmith extended, but there's lots of evidence that it must have already come and gone. There's nothing. Well, we'll talk more about that. Hey, whether or not with Jesse in the house. Good morning to you. You're not a pain in the butt. I love you. Disney star Christy Romano has a YouTube channel, and she's talking the new Marvel movie Shang-Chi. Is that what it's called? I haven't seen it yet. A lot of predictions that it was going to have a horrible first weekend. We're in the first weekend, and we went from Wednesday articles about how bad it was going to be to this morning. I guess it was, I saw one last night. So Sunday night articles about how it's record breaking already. So I can tell you the Asian Chinese audience went to it like crazy. So the data was in. We'll talk about the box office and the big one, guys. Let's get to it. In the same day, we had report of Tom Sawyer Island getting shut down because a man was walking around with a hatchet. And one of the ferry boats, well, do you want to see? Let's watch, shall we? So, so this is on one of the boats. This blows me away watching. This is on one of the boats that you take from the Magic Kingdom back to the parking lot, or from the parking lot to the Magic Kingdom, right? And watch what happens here. So there's an altercation. It goes where it goes. Guys are yelling. People are in between. And a mom, and I'm going to go with the mom because of what looks like her daughter is right behind her, eyes another mom. I'm assuming mom, right? This mom's not even looking. This mom takes a swing at her. Take a look at the little girl in the background. She looks like she's in terror. It breaks my heart. And then the other mom spins and wheels her purse. Let's watch it again. Sorry, I don't know why I hit the button again. So you have this altercation between, it looks like two dudes, and a whole bunch of people intervening, involved. Clearly one of the ladies was trying to calm things down. The audio is interesting. Then again, so the main group is happening, and it's like a baseball fight. They're just kind of yelling at each other and looking at each other and getting in a big pile. But then the two ladies, they don't even square off. The one lady just sees the other lady not paying attention and takes a swing. She totally misses, and then the littler girl gets her with a quick left and then with a right from the purse. And then they go off a screen and everybody runs. I do like this last guy. If you watch towards the end, there's a last guy. He's just walking, lollygagging over like, oh, here we go. I got to deal with this again, maybe? Let's watch it one more time. I've worked with kids since 1993, and I love working with kids. I don't like good kids and bad kids. I don't like the term. I don't like saying that. But the kids who have the most trouble have these parents. And I know that in these 2020 was crazy. 2021 has been crazier. People's patience is so thin right now. And one of the reasons I have a Disney channel, one of the reasons I want to spread Disney joy is because it's forever. I have great memories of being a child and going to Disney because my parents, one of them is in the chat right now. My mom's in the chat right now. And I'll get caught up in chat. Hey, everybody, I see a bunch of new faces in here. My parents took me to Disney, and I have wonderful, wonderful memories. And I'm blessed. And that poor little, beautiful little girl that I almost didn't play the video of because she's in it, will never forget this. Whether her parents are great 99% of the time or horrible 99% of the time, whether mom and dad are going to jail every Friday night or they're upstanding, amazing citizens, that little girl will never forget that. That sucks. It makes me angry. And when you go to Walmart, and you go to the Arby's drive-thru, or you go to church, or you go on a plane, or you go to Disney, with your children, and that's how you act? How the heck do you expect them to love their fellow man? How do you expect them to value? You're not in Grand Theft Auto. This is real freaking life. And I believe, unlike some nowadays, that the way to deal with this is through decision making. The corporate wusses in charge of companies now are letting the inmates, Australia all of a sudden, letting the inmates run the asylum. Let me tell you what I mean. Corporate rules now allow shoplifting. Corporate rules now allow for bad behavior in the I'm returning it line. The whole they'll take anything back thing. You know, I've got a good friend who runs a national, a local organization's big box. I don't want to say what it is, but their corporate policy is to let them be stolen from. Their corporate policy is they come in and bitch and moan and cry, give them everything. And it's permeating our culture. And I think what Disney should do is identify them and make sure that the parents, I think there needs to be charges pressed when things like this happen. I think that we need to hold people accountable, not because I want more people in jail, because I want that little girl to never have to make that face. I want that parent to have to think, like, if they're so emotionally flawed that they can't think, I shouldn't throw a punch. My daughter's right there, or her daughter's right there, or his daughter's right there. Like, what do you hope happens when you're throwing that punch? Like, I don't understand these people. Let me get caught up in chat and let's talk about the guy with a hatchet. Apparently, on Tom Sawyer Island, I don't have evidence, video evidence, but I'm way behind in chat. Welcome in everybody who popped in. I don't want to get too given my opinion, I suppose. I mean, I don't mind, but this kind of stuff drives me crazy. Julie's in the house. What's going on? Hey, Timothy Rainwater's in the house. Hello. Julie says, I have great memories of visiting with my mom and grandparents. Sandy saying hi. Happily Every Yaddy, one of my favorite YouTube names and people. Yep, she will never, ever forget it. How horrible. Right, Yaddy? Like it. I'm a dad of 4 daughters, and I screwed up. They've seen the best of me and they've seen the worst of me, like every kid does, right? So I'm not saying Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones have to be perfect. But I will say you have to be able to stop between I'm mad at somebody and I'm throwing a punch. My daughter's right there. Like, I don't know why the general public has the need to show their worst emotions at all times. I hate the Jerry Springerization of the public world. But you go to Walmart and you see this stuff 1 out of 3 times. Maybe not a fight like this, but certainly some idiot behaving badly. It's become too normal. And I think that we, Jeff Bates, Yachty, Timothy, Sandy, Mar, Casey, I think we have a responsibility to call out stupid. I do. I think too often we just ignore it. And I think that little girl is the one that gets the cost. The idiot has already made the calculation that he's too stupid to make it matter. Oh, I'm gonna be real, and I don't care. And I don't know who's at fault. I don't care. I'm not taking sides. You're all idiots. You're at Disney. You're at Disney. There's a little girl right there. And even if she's not your little girl, I mean, it pisses me off. It pisses me off. I don't know. They were probably coming back. I'm assuming that they were coming back after a long day, so they were tired, and that's the memory they're going to leave that little girl. I mean, even if that little girl didn't belong to either of those 2 families, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Give me your opinion. It pisses me off. Yeah, that's true. And Awful says, Joy, I'm sorry, but she'll grow up to the same. She's being taught behavior, probably, but all humans are good enough, smart enough capable enough to break the cycles. We all are. You don't have to be an abuser because you watched your daddy abuse. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't have to smoke. We all make our own choices. We too often do what mommy and daddy do. I think, psychological talk with Dole Whip Dad now, I think we do that to prove to ourselves or lie to ourselves that mommy and daddy are okay. I'm not going to agree with you. She's more likely, the data will show she's more likely to be in relationships like that and act out like that. She's more likely, but she's not doomed to it. She can, as a father of 4 daughters and a former foster kid, I would talk to my kids. I talked to some of my foster kids who are now adults. You're not stuck in that whatever your mom did, whatever your dad did, whatever happened to you. That's the thing I hate about this. I hate the public whining. Oh, I'm having a bad day. Oh, I'm having a bad life, and here's why. Everybody has bad stuff. It's arrogant of people who post about what bad thing happened to them. It's arrogant of them to do that. I want attention because I have this bad thing happening to me. And so, I've got friends who do it, who post very, very negative things. And, I want to love on them and shake it out of them and say, you are blessed. If you live in America, you're probably in the top 1% most blessed people in the history of the planet. I mean, you live now. And so that little girl can overcome it. But what happens at Disney that you think you have the right to injure another human? Those people need to be removed from my space. They need to be removed from society because they are a risk to physically harm themselves, to physically harm others, and to mentally, emotionally scar that and many other young people. So saith me. The money they pay to get tickets and act like barbarians. That's part of it too. There's all kinds of videos now at sporting arenas. There's more fights in ball games than I've ever seen in my life. Football games and baseball games and basketball games. And I get it. We're angry right now. The COVID restrictions and the blue versus red and the politics and the social media. There's all these things that are pushing us towards the edge of our ability to cope emotionally. We don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. We're throwing punches at Disney. We're bringing in, how many times have I had 5 times I've had a title for this show? People bringing in weapons or attempting to bring in weapons to Disney. You can't fly on a flight without flight attendants are going through counseling right now. People are so angry. YouTube, the people that, when you send in a report, a bullying report or whatever, you send it in on YouTube, somebody's a bully, you send it in. Those people who have to read all those, it's hard. There's so much anger and hate right now. And I think we can win. I think we will win. I think Sandy and Timothy and Mar and Jeff and D&G Explorers and everybody who's in this chat, and everybody who's on this planet who's not emotionally deficient, who's not, can I say dumbass, has the responsibility to speak up when crazy happens. I know you take some risk with that, and I don't want anyone to be put in a bad situation, but allowing crazy to continue festers. They think it's more and more normal. They get in their own head. When people are depressed, what they should do is they should go serve somebody else. When somebody is like, I run a store, right? We have crazy coming to our store every day. And we don't engage with it every day. But when it gets weird, the way to deal with it is to engage in it, not to let it go. They think they have the freedom to act a fool. You got to stay not in my space. Hey, Space Mountain Dave, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're having a great day. This isn't an isolated. Yeah, I'm sure you're right, Mar. I hope you're wrong, but I'm sure you're right. Let me get caught up in chat, guys. I'm way behind. Then we're going to talk about a hatchet. Can you believe we're going to talk about a hatchet? Sandy says, too many people are mad, scary, and pray. Amen, amen. The saddest thing is Disney will ban them for life, so that little girl may never get to Disney until she's an adult. Timothy, I was thinking along that. Do you want to ban the kid? You have to in this case, and I hate that. I hate that so much. Because I don't know, she's little. She's 8 or 10. I don't know how old she is. That sucks. But I mean, you know, behaviors create consequences, and it sucks for that little girl because the kid is the victim. The dude who gets punched in the face, the chick who gets punched in the face, the other chick who gets hit with the bag, they're not victims. The little girl is, and any other little kid that saw that. You know, hey, daddy, look at, I got Dopey to autograph this for me. Oh, hey, daddy, look at that maniac punching. I don't know. Makes me crazy. Hey, BDF, what's going on, buddy? I believe in karma. I don't, Nick. I believe in stupidity. I believe in God, and God absolutely gives us the right and the ability to act a fool. Not my favorite thing, but I'm not in charge. I do believe in consequences, though. And I think what people think is karma is consequences. If you act a fool enough, some guys get away with it forever. But I think the good guys usually win. I think the good guys usually win in the end. But there are plenty of bad guys who get away with stuff all the dang time. Anyway, kids pay for parents' sin. That's for dang sure, Dave. All right, so let's get to the hatchet, shall we? Did you guys hear about this? This is crazy. 2 incidents in Disney. So this is all over the YouTube yesterday. Casey says, we can't allow this behavior to become normal and accepted. It is our responsibility to speak up because saying nothing sets precedency. I totally agree with that, Casey. Wherever you are, whatever you do, you get what you allow in your life. When you're a little girl, you can't control it, okay? So that little girl in that video, she's got no control over that, okay? Let's be clear. She's a fully innocent victim, and that's what's the most tragic thing about it is. But when you have the power, and as an adult you do, you allow what you allow into your life. Your bubble is yours, right? If you don't have control over who's in your life, well, then we got to figure that out for you, right? But what goes around comes around. Great song. If you have the ability to control who's in your life and there's all these bad things happening, it's your choice that put it there. So those people, like I've got good friends who post on the weekly on social media about how horrible something is. Fix it. Stop it. Do it. Change it. Smash it. Throw it away. Whatever it is. But we hold on to it. Why? Because we'd rather bitch and moan and cry. We have the power to allow it. At my store, at my home, Casey said it. We can't allow this behavior to become normal and accepted. It is our responsibility. You know, impotence creates this kind of stuff. People who have really no power in life acting a fool. The good shall overcome. We should just fix it. Don't allow it. You know, I get it. You take some risk with that, but good guys have to step in and say, stop. That's what security guards get paid for. All right, let's get to the Hatchet Man. You guys want to hear about the Hatchet Man? I hope this is not true. So Walt Disney World News Today, WDW News Today, is one of the many blogs that I check out. There's a million of them out there. They were, excuse me, they were the first where I saw this about the hatchet thing. I've seen it other places till. Here we go. The incident is the second in the Magic Kingdom today. This is from yesterday. The ferry boat was the second Magic Kingdom issue of the day. Earlier yesterday, Tom Sawyer Island was evacuated due to a suspicious, possibly armed person in the area. Boy, I can't talk. First, how cool is Tom Sawyer Island? We talk about that for a minute. You're elected, Jeff. Not a chance. I wouldn't run for nothing. And nobody would hire me or elect me anyway. I'd say you're all stupid. But not you guys. I love you guys. Tom Sawyer Island. Let's get to it. Okay, breaking. Tom Sawyer Island closed for suspicious person report. May have been armed. According to social media posts, a suspicious person forced guests to evacuate from Tom Sawyer Island earlier this evening. So remember what we just talked about like 8 seconds ago? Crazy idiot throwing punches. Multiple crazy idiots throwing punches, right? Same day. So mommy, my mom's in the chat, or at least she was earlier. She used to take me over to Tom Sawyer Island. I would play. This is at Disneyland. We're talking about Disney World today, but at Disneyland, she'd throw me over to Tom Sawyer Island. I would play. I would run on the rocks. I'd jump on the benches. I'd run around on the on that cool bouncy bridge thing. There's all kinds of stuff for a little boy like Jeff to run around and have a great time on Tom Sawyer Island. So I guarantee, hey, Mickey Sightings, what's going on? Camo guy got away and was loose in the park. Yeah, that's what I heard. I guarantee there was a bunch of kids out there playing, right? Okay, let's do this again. According to social media posts, a suspicious idiot, added that part, forced guests to evacuate from Tom Sawyer Island earlier this evening. There she is. Her favorite. Exactly. I love it. The incident happened at around 5:40 p.m. The person was allegedly wearing camo and carrying a hatchet. If this is real, how did a hatchet get in with... I know, right? When my pins and umbrella cause a stir of security. I don't know. I wasn't there, and I hope there was no hatchet. I'm hoping this is some guy who bought... They used to sell stuff like that was plastic in Frontier Land. So maybe it's not real. I have hope it's not real. And I haven't done the follow-up. It's the weekend. I saw this yesterday. I did my show last night. I went to bed. I woke up. So maybe there's follow-up on this. But here we go. The Orange County Sheriff's Office logged a suspicious person call at 5:48 p.m. The address provided was Caribbean Way, which would place the incident at Magic Kingdom. So I want to believe that it's an idiot. Maybe it's not even an idiot. I want to believe that it was a person who was playing around, right? And maybe it was a plastic weapon. Yeah, I don't know what Disney's selling. I guess in today's day and age, I doubt they're selling plastic hatchets anymore. But I don't know how it would get through security. But security are just people. Things get missed all the time. On the same day, we have a report of a police report that a guy had a hatchet on Tom Sawyer Island. And if you just got here, we also have this. My favorite part of that is that dude in the big white, I don't know, not even tank top thing. He looks so defeated. All right, I guess I got to walk over here now and fix that. And who knew, where was the frying pan? All she had was her purse. I just don't understand, people. I want to believe the hatchet's not real. All right. Jeff, I heard the hatchet was stolen from a display in the park. So I thought that too. I thought maybe, so like when you're at, say, I don't know, Mine Train, right? Or there's so many, or maybe even Splash Mountain, probably Mine Train. I would think it was like, I'm guessing from Big Thunder Mountain. I bet there's something in Big Thunder Mountain that could have come loose. Probably a toy from the Trading Post store. I don't know. Maybe that too. Maybe it was from a Haunted Mansion store or Ride is the Bride missing. Casey for the win. Casey for the win. Maybe it's Leota. And she was dressed up. I think we should go with that. Maybe she's dressed up for Halloween early as a camo guy. And she went over to Tom Sawyer. It's right there, right? That totally makes sense. What do you do if you're on Tom Sawyer Island? You got your little kid running around and dude in camo. And I don't mind camo, by the way. I live in Texas. I don't wear camo. But people wear camo all the time. I don't got a problem with camo. Not my thing, but I don't care. But it's a choice that people make here. And I'm not Mr. Fashion. What do I care? I don't know. When you say he's in camo and he's I feel like there's probably some crazy here, but maybe it's the bride. I love that. They said he was going around singing and humming songs from Country Bear. Is that real? Okay, so now you're describing me. I mean, I'm not in camo and I don't have a hatchet, but the other part, that's totally me. Speaking of humming songs from Country Bear Jamboree, this show is brought to you by Magic of the Mouse Radio. Magic of the Mouse Radio has a show now. Have you heard about it? It's called Disney Countdown. Wait, what? It's my favorite show ever. Have you heard the DJ? You can tell by the dulcet tone of his voice that he's a good-looking man. Why? It's me. Disney Countdown, my show on Magic of the Mouse Radio. Go to Magic of the Mouse Radio. It plays like 6 or 8 times a week. It's awesome. Every week, 5 more songs. Top 100 songs. And hey, Matt W. Top 100 songs in the history of Disney as voted on by me. I did take a lot of information, and a lot of people sent me in stuff that helped me determine which 100 songs to pick. Song 100 was 4 weeks ago. Week 4 is today, 11 o'clock, I think, right? So 11 o'clock, so like in an hour and a half. The first episode of week 4. It'll be song 85 through 80. 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 86. I don't know. We're 20 deep on the Disney Countdown, and it's going to go all the way through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We're going to have a show, probably like 8 hours, all 100 songs. It's going to be awesome. And every week we have a new episode for you, and it's on Magic of the Mouse Radio, and it's called Disney Countdown. Please check that out. All right, that's enough of that. I wonder what they were fighting about. What could be that? So that's my mom, folks. Mommy always wants to know why. The apple couldn't fall farther from the tree in that aspect with my mom and me. She always wants to know, but why? I never freaking care. You're just an idiot throwing punches at Disney. There's no why that would allow you to think that's like So I work with kids, people. I run an after-school program. Think boys and girls clubs, right? Used to be boys and girls clubs. Now we're independent. And I have had that question asked me, but why? Your son punched Jimmy, but why? What did Jimmy do? Oh, you actually, I'm not saying, Mom, you're saying this, but you actually think there's a reason that it's okay to punch somebody? Well, what did they do to him? It doesn't matter. You're acting, you threw a punch because you're an idiot. That's why you threw the punch. That's why. That's why. I have in my whole life, outside of an athletic contest, never thrown a punch in anger. Never thrown a punch in anger. I've made decisions 1,000 times to not throw that punch. Just like the idiots who throw the punch have made the decision to, first of all, are you kidding me? I know, Mom, you're not saying it's, but I don't. It was about a seat. It was somebody bumped somebody. Oh, it's too tight in here. I want to be first. Who cares? It's because they're mental freaking midgets. Maybe from the island, and he had a couple other stolen props with him. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, could he have ripped the hatchet off of the wall from, because when you're walking around in Big Thunder Mountain, right? It's a mining encampment. There's things, right? I don't know. Whether or not with Jesse says, Jeff, another Disney news source said one guest alleged that a person was a teenage male who had removed a hatchet prop from the island and was later arrested. Well, and that's a good point, too. That might have just simply been on the island. That's probably the most likely, right? How would you get a hatchet onto the raft? Yeah, probably from the... Jesse, that makes more sense. Jesse wins. Jesse's probably right. I'm sure it was some hatchet that some idiot ripped off the wall in one of the displays. I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure you're right, Jesse. What was the antecedent of the punches? Antecedent. So it is it is not only a not work day, but it is too early. I've had that much coffee. So I don't have to pretend like I know what antecedent means. Antecedent is a word for for English teachers. Ma, there you go. Mike Smith and else going on. As a kid, I always fell asleep on the ferry ride back to the parking lot. Would wake up to oh, that's so sweet. Mike Smith, that's cool. Well, I wish this little girl did that. Mike Smith, I remember, so I grew up going to Disneyland. And so we didn't have a ferry to float along on. We had to walk true story, Disneyland, not Disney World, Disneyland, parking lot, the built parking lot. So Paula and I got married in 95. So this would have been between, I don't know, probably 93 and 97. We're pre-kids. I don't know if we were married yet or not. We're going to Disneyland, me and my wife, Paula. And we're like, we closed the place, people. We closed the place. Now, the parking lot was different then. It was, it's where Disney California Adventure is now, frankly. But this is a rough day. So we walk out there and we didn't look. We're stupid. We didn't look. Do we park in Dopey? Do we park in Mickey Mouse? Do we park in Eeyore? I don't know where we park. So, but we're one of the last people in the whole place. So we're walking out and it's a good 40 minutes after close or something. We can't find our car to save our life. No idea where. And there's hardly any cars. So we're walking around. We finally found this security guy. He drives us around a little bit. And we finally find the car, and it was all lonely over there. And we get there. It's got to be like 1 in the morning. And it's well after close by now. We get there. And we had a flat tire. It sucked. It sucked so bad. So Mike Smith, I wish I was sleeping through all of that. But yeah, anyway, it was just a little different. But anyway, good thoughts, funny stuff. Cat Noir in the house. Hey, Lauren, what's going on? Paul Engel, you go Jesse, right? He gathered stuff from the island. Veronica Jude, hey, Veronica. Yeah, that makes more sense, right? I mean, I believe you guys. That makes much more sense. Welcome in, Veronica Jude. Welcome in, Lauren. Hope to see you guys again. Glad you're here. Antecedents, those who came before. Antecedents, words for people who wish they were in an English class. Mar, meet mom. Mom, meet Mar. I'm going to rewind back. Okay, tell me I said hi. Back there somewhere. Mike Smith, you got this, right? So there you go. We got lots more news and stuff. Let's get off of the hatchet crazy and the so if you missed here, a bunch of new people, we'll show it one more time and then we'll move on. Crazy people at the park. You want proof? Here's some. Nice, right? Let's get rid of that comment. It's been sitting there for a while. I'm so excited about my first Disneyland trip. Yadi, are you serious? Nice. So I've been to Disneyland much more than I've been to Disney World. I used to live up outside of Southern California. Now we live in Texas. So when we go, we usually go to Disney World. And that's an announcement. Mara, you ready? I should make the announcement now. We canceled our Disney trip. Our trip in October. So our wedding anniversary is October 7th. So we generally take a trip in October, sometime in October. Obviously, the world's been pretty crazy with COVID. My daughter, I have 4 daughters. My oldest daughter planned a trip. Boy, it's been about a year now that she started planning this for October. And it was going to be with her husband, and now her daughter, who some of you know is E2, Everly. Cameron, my son-in-law, is a public school teacher, and they just went back and he got COVID, and he's fine. Actually, they both got COVID, and they're both fine. They both can't taste or smell anything, but they are better. They were sick, but they are both better. And unfortunately, he missed a bunch of work already. And so what was going to be his vacation time for this planned trip is now all used up. He has none. So we had a decision to make because it was a family trip, what to do. And so we've made the decision to not go to Disney now. We're taking those reservations and we're moving them. I don't think they've moved them yet. I don't really know when they're moving them. So we're still going to go. COVID is, man, Mar. You know, Mar. So we're still going to do a Disney trip. Thank you, Yadi. I am too. It was scary, right? They were well, I don't want to talk about that stuff. But long story short, we're still going to do that Disney trip. We're just going to reschedule it. If Brittany and my daughter and my wife, Paula, have decided, I didn't pay attention, I don't know what they're doing, we're still going to do a vacation then. We're just not going to Disney. So we're national park people. And so when I lived in Southern California, we go to national parks all the time. All of our trips, almost all of our vacations revolved around hitting a national park or two sometimes. Since we moved to Texas, it's changed for a couple of reasons, but there's just not that many national parks in Texas. Texas has a lot of state parks, not a lot of national parks, very few. It's the whole attitude down here, right? But there you go. So we were deciding where to go. So we live in Texas. We live in Fort Worth. There's a diamond mine state park in Arkansas, right? That my mom told me about, that I really want to go to. And there's the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. Anybody want to sing Rocky Top? So the plan is we're going to go up Arkansas, and then we're going to go to Nashville. We're going to go to the Great Smoky Mountains. Apparently, there's a thing called Dollywood. I don't know. Dolly Parton built stuff. I don't know much about it. I got to be honest. I'm not a country music guy. I've always heard that Memphis and Nashville are some of the best towns in the world. So we're going to go Probably. I think it's in stone. We're going to go up to Arkansas and spend a little bit of time at a state park where you dig for diamonds. Are you kidding me? Maybe we'll get rich. And then you can keep up and fun. And then we're going to go to, I don't know the drive. We're going to get to Tennessee and we're going to go to Nashville and we're going to see downtown and get some barbecue. And then we're going to go to Dollywood and we're going to go to the Great Smoky Mountains. And I'm going to take a lot of pictures. So I don't honestly know, Mar, talking to you directly. I don't know how close Memphis is to where we're going. But if it is, go watch Dev's Dollywood vlog. I was talking to Dev yesterday. Dev is a good guy. Guys, give Dev some love. Dev is a good guy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Prince Charming Dev. For my part, I consider him a friend. And he's a good guy. And he gets too much crap from the community. Go give him some love. Anyway, I didn't know he had a Dollywood vlog. Actually, I think I did know that. Now that you say that, that does ring a bell. But I haven't watched it. I would remember it. I have not seen it. I'll go check that out. Born on a mountaintop. And I will be singing. I love the Country Bears. I know that Rocky Top version of the song from the Country Bears. Also, I like college football. Tennessee sings a lot. That'll be fun. Are you freaking kidding me? And I love, can I show you guys something? You know what? I'm going to play the video one more time because I got to go over there. It's like 7 steps away, but I don't want you guys to have to watch me walk. So here, watch this horrible video one more time. Oh, you caught me. I wasn't back yet. So I love national parks. One of my first videos I did on this channel was a review of national parks or something like that. I love this. So I own like 6 of these. I have one. My wife has one. All 4 of my daughters have one. I really need to give my daughters theirs. These are awesome, people. And this is a new one. So this is this isn't even one that we've put a bunch of stamps in. Maybe there's no stamps in it, but these are awesome. I've got, oh yeah, this is the one I bought. I was in St. Louis and I forgot my, that's right. I forgot my stamp book. So I bought a new one to get the stamps from the Gateway Arch. But anyway, so you go to the national parks, right? And you find the region, right? So if you go to Yosemite, click Yosemite, you go to Yosemite and they've got these stamps and you stamp them in your book. This is a new one, so it's got very few stamps in it. But Great Smoky Mountains, baby. I'm coming for you. I can't wait. I want to see it. Dollywood is not a national park, and the mine, the diamond mine is not a national park. It's a state park. But I love that kind of stuff. And so from being a Southern California native, grew up in LA, was born in LA, grew up in San Diego, actually. And then we've been here about 10 or 11 years now here in Texas. I haven't traveled well in this part of the world. I traveled Southern California extensively and the West, Arizona, Nevada, less so Oregon, only barely tiny bit Washington. And then we moved west, right? We kept going west, Grand Canyon and all that stuff. And then I've done a little bit of travel in the East, very little. But this part of where I live, Texas and out, very little. I've been to Louisiana. Obviously, from Texas all the way to Florida, that drive we've done. So I know a little bit of Mississippi, a little bit of Alabama. Just the drive. We did stop at Vicksburg in Mississippi. So we make a couple little stops. I like historical things like national parks. So we've done a few of those on the way, but not much. But I've never been outside of that space. And then my mom lives in St. Louis, so we've done that corridor, right? That way, the more northern south, I guess, is that a thing? Like I've never been to Virginia, I've never been to Kentucky, I've never been to Tennessee, I've never been to Georgia, all that whole area I've never been. So anyway, and Arkansas I've only been to a few times. It's amazingly beautiful. So we're going to go spend a little bit of time there and then up towards Nashville and Dollywood in the Great Smoky Mountains, and we're really excited about it. Now it's not a Disney trip, and we're going to reschedule the Disney trip. We do have a spring trip plan for Arizona. Paula's going to go see her mom in California. I'm going to go to Arizona for spring training, and maybe I'll end up at Disneyland too. But there you go. That's my announcement. He was the first person I subscribed to a few years ago. I loved it. Do you, Eddie? He was the first person you subscribed to? That's cool. Yeah, he's a good guy. I really love him. I do. We were trying to go to, I told him I would get tickets to a UT University of Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River Rivalry. This is a couple of years ago. It was pre-COVID, but I didn't get tickets. I waited too long. And that was the plan we had. And then COVID. I guess I could look at tickets this year. I haven't even thought about it. It's weird to ask people to travel now, though, right? I wouldn't do that. Warning, Dollywood, my friends, went recently and lots of yellow jackets. Oh, yeah? Best breakfast I ever had was in Tennessee in the mountains, right? Nice. I don't know anything about that area. I really don't. I know nothing about the area. I hear the Great Smoky Mountains are beautiful. And so we're just going to drive it and find it and, do diners and dives with Dole Whip Dad. Hey, that's a great idea. Dang, that's a lot of driving. Dollywood, it's not so bad. Dollywood is clear across the street from Memphis, Nashville. So we're not close. Really? Shoot. Like how far? Because isn't Tennessee remember, I'm from California. Tennessee's kind of thin, right? How far could it be? I have that national park passport. Inspirational. This is probably number 6. I love this thing. Now this one's a new one, so I should probably find the old one, and maybe I'll do a show where I show you all the ones I've been to. But I love this. If you want to travel to national parks, this is the way to go. I bought one for all of my kids, and I have one, and my wife has one. They're great. They weren't under control, hurting everyone. Ask about them and make sure they're gone. Okay. I've never been stung by a yellow jacket. I've been stung by a bee once in my life, right? Junior year or senior year, right on this finger. When you're a quarterback, 1,000 years ago, you've got to do this. And I was playing ping pong with Bill Brooks, waiting, and got the ball, zapped me, and it got all fat. And I wouldn't let my coach see it because he wouldn't let me play. And it even in warm-ups, it was fat, hours later, but it went down in time. That's a story I haven't told in a long time. I've only been in Denali. Wow, I would love to visit more. One of my daughters has been to Denali without me. We adopted 2 of our daughters. We adopted, and one of them lived up there for a short time, and came with her with a little, I don't know, it's like a plastic kids Denali National Park patch. I've never been. Boy, if you love big mountains, that's the place to go, right? Corner Sports says, Jeff, the people on the ferry had just got the email with the new AP prices set right off. Right? People are freaking out, Tommy. I love our community so much. I love you guys. I love my friends that I've made in this community. But the annual pass holders, y'all are a little crazy. I'm just going to say it out loud. Y'all are a little crazy. Now, I find that the annual pass holders who don't live near the parks seem to be less crazy. They seem to appreciate what they have. The locals seem to think they're supposed to. You're not the king and queen of England because you bought a pass. All right? Still be nice. You don't deserve everything because you spent $200 on a pass or $600 on a pass. You're just a dude who bought a ticket. All right? It doesn't give you the right to be a fool, whether you're at the ball game or you're on the ferry coming home. Annual pass holders are nuts. I think annual pass holders eventually will get rid of the annual pass thing overall. It still made sense for Disney, but hey, Fulton, but you want to give your best customers the best experience. But we talk about it at the store all the time. When lunatic comes in the store and they want, and yell, and bitch, moan, we invite them to go, away. Who wants that kind of person? So the annual pass holders need to, as a group, stop being such a pain in the butt, in my never so humble opinion. Stones River National Park is about an hour from Nashville. It's a Civil War cemetery. So I love Civil War stuff. I have 4 daughters. 2 still live with me. One who still lives with me will be on the trip, and she's already made me promise I would not take her to any battlefields or Civil War reenactments, which is funny because I've never done a Civil War reenactment my whole life. I've never been to one. I've never seen one. I don't even watch them on TV. I don't know why she said that, but she doesn't like going to battlefields. I do. Jeff, did you send out? I don't know what that means, Nico. How are you, buddy? Sandy says, love Tennessee, love the area. It looks beautiful to me. For video edit, man, 6.5 hour. I don't know what that means. Memphis to Dollywood. Okay. That's a long way. I just assumed it would be closer. Jeff, did you send out trivia prizes yet? No, they're sitting right over there. I'm bad at mail. I have been attacked by ground hornets there, but you've been attacked by ground hornets? Do you remember, guys? I said this to my wife the other day. Do you remember when we were worried about murder hornets? That was going to be the bad thing. There was right before the pandemic. Do you remember this? November, there was something bad. And then December, there was something worse. There was a new thing in the news. And then January, there was a horrible thing. And then I think January might have been the murder hornets, right? And then February, there was a whole nother bad thing. And then in March, we're going to shut down 15 days to flatten the curve. I remember standing in front of my store, my wife and two of our keyest of key employees, and we were talking about, should we be hugging or should we not be hugging? Okay, bye-bye, love you. And we, at the end, I think I was on the phone and I got a phone and the conversation, we're in that little circle and the conversation is ending. And one of them says to the other, I don't remember which one to who, says, see you in 2 weeks. And I laughed out loud, said, there's not a chance. Now, I don't know what I thought, but that was over a year ago. And to be fair, we've gone back to work, so flatten the curve. But remember that? Remember when we were all worried about a new thing? Murder hornets were a thing. Ma, do you remember that? I've never been attacked by hornets. I do hear they're very aggressive. We just took out a wasp nest Thursday in our backyard. We got a little cutie pie crawling around. Nico, I won't forget you, buddy. There's a pile right there and there's some mail stuff right there. I need to set it out. I do. Gatlinburg down in the valley. Something about spaghetti. Takes 2 hours, I think, around mountains to get to Gatlinburg. But get dizzy going around mountains? Okay, cool. I went to Google and got the same answer. Really? 6 hours. Oh, Jeff, I don't want to spoil the Civil War reenactment ending. It's like going to see Titanic. You know what's going on. Civil War reenactments are fun, and some of the actors take it so seriously, it's almost scary. My last name is Bates, and we had a place called Bates Brothers Nut Farm, Valley Center, California, not too far from where I used to live, and they used to have reenactments up there. I would not go on that weekend because there was too many people in the parking lot. I've seen video of it. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's not for me, but whatever. I like it. I'm never going to do it. I like that it's out there. Like I'll put on A&E and I'll watch a half-hour show about that stuff. So I like that stuff. But going to national battlefields, I find interesting. I like learning about history. I could turn into old guy Civil War nerd. I think there's some really neat stuff. The Texas Civil War State Museum, is that what it's called? It's right down the road. It's fascinating stuff. Loved it. But yeah, my daughter made me promise, so I guess we're not doing that. Tennessee is narrow going north-south, but it's wide. Right? Okay, so there you go. So I gotcha. I love that park so much. Alaska was amazing. I'm actually going back this week on a cruise. Yeah, I'm jealous. My mom, who's in the chat, has gone on a cruise to Alaska. She tried to stay there for her whole life, but they made her. Anyway, I thought you were the Bates from the famous motel. I am. Be nice. My mom's in chat too. Or is she? Maybe she's just sitting there in a chair. I do. I've got Bates Hotel. I think they're downstairs, coasters and stuff. Anyway, what else do we have for Disney news and stuff before we end the show? I don't think we got to everything. Let's get to it. Polynesian monorail, they didn't even announce it. They just reopened it. So in the Polynesian's open, I think we talked about that at the beginning. Rock and roller coaster, we did not talk about this. So I live near where Stonewall Jackson got his arm cut off in Virginia. Wow. That's crazy. Universal controls the fate of Disney's Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. This is from InsideTheMagic.net. Let's talk about it. One attraction that has been around for quite some time now and still garners massive wait times and satisfaction for guests is Rock and Roller Coaster. Blah, 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 blah. In Disneyland Paris, we have seen the version of the attraction closed down in favor of an Iron Man coaster, but that won't be happening in here. In Disney World, due to contracting rights with Universal Orlando Resort, we will not be able to see the coaster get the same treatment. But now it seems Universal Music Group has a new contract that could stand in the way of the attraction. Disney had to sign a licensing deal with the band Aerosmith when creating the ride, a contract that is rumored to be coming to an end shortly. Although nothing has been said, the gift shop at the end of the attraction is no longer has any Aerosmith merch, so the contract may very well already be up. I've been seeing that for quite some time. That is the rumor. Universal Music Group is owned by the French media conglomerate Vivendi. Chinese tech company Tencent owns a small stake. Tencent is that very controversial Chinese company that owns TikTok, and they own a little piece of this. All of this to say it's a very convoluted situation. Yeah, and I don't know what this means, but I bet they're going to have to redo it. I think there's 0% chance that it's going to continue on. Craziness is only funny in like an SNL script, right? I think that's it for that. Do you guys care? Rock and Roller Coaster is pretty fun. I've said it for a long time. They should just get different bands. They should get the bands that come over and do Epcot, and then they should retheme it. I mean, just play the music. You don't have to go all out with all that other stuff. I think it would be fun. Get Aerosmith out of there. That's what I say. What do you say? What should they do with Rock and Roller Coaster? 2 more things, and then we'll close up. Christy Romano, do you know her? I never watched Even Stevens. I've never watched 1 second of it. The former Disney star spilling juicy secrets on YouTube. This is from Yahoo News. That's her. Do you know her? She's pretty. That's everything I know about her. She was on Even Stevens with Shia LaBeouf or whatever his name is. Yeah. She's got her own YouTube channel. She's a full-on spiritual meltdown about Steve. Oh, no, that's not what I want to talk about. Where to go? In the video called Why I Can't or Why I Don't Talk to Shia LaBeouf, I have no idea how to pronounce his name, Romano is candid about how the warped egos of childhood fame poisoned their relationship. She was especially hurt when he didn't even thank her after winning a daytime Emmy for Even Stevens, and how she rejects that she's crazy. Are you kidding me? I don't know much about this person at all. I don't care about this person at all. But if you do, she's got her own YouTube channel, and she's dishing dirt, as the people say. I don't care, but you might go check it out if you do. Last but not least, we talked about the Marvel movie. Shang-Chi was huge this weekend. Disney's Shang-Chi breaks the Labor Day record with Asian turnout. That is I'm reading, okay? $71.4 million take trailed only Black Widow in the pandemic era. So it's the second most successful opening for a movie since our reopening. All films earned $106.2 million for the holidays, best since 2014. This is interesting. This article came out yesterday. Monday should count, right? She's on Kim Possible as well. I didn't know that. Good ideal local band. Yeah, right. I think they should do that. What I found interesting at Stones River was the Union soldiers who were enemies were buried among the Confederate soldiers. Really? Huh. See, I like learning about that stuff, but anyway. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the first Marvel film featuring an Asian superhero. Did I say where I'm reading? I'm reading this from Bloomberg. Apologize if I didn't already say that. I like to give credit where credit's due. Anyway, the Walt Disney Company movie made an estimated $71.4 million in the U.S. and Canadian theaters, according to data from some places nobody cares about the name of. The result blew past initial estimates of $52 million expected by some other people that nobody cares. The film hit home with Asian film goers, who represented 17% of theater attendees over the weekend. Wow. Okay. More than double the usual turnout for a Marvel film. Wow. Interesting. According to demographic data supplied by Disney. It did particularly well in cities with large Asian populations, including San Francisco, Honolulu, and Vancouver. That's interesting. Okay. Shang-Chi, am I saying that right? I hope I am. Had the second highest opening of the weekend of the pandemic. I already said that. Black Widow, blah, 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 blah. It did 71 million. The next highest movie was Candyman, 10.6. And then Free Guy, also a Disney movie, was third with 8.7. Paw Patrol had 4.4 million. And then Jungle Cruise had 4 million. So 3 of the top 5 movies, and wow. and 4 of the top 9 are Disney movies. 71 million for Shang-Chi, 8.7 for Free Guy, 4 million for Jungle Cruise, and 0.7 for Black Widow. Still interesting stuff. So let me know. Are you going to go see it? I will. I'm interested. I'm not really interested in it. I'm not bought into it. There's not characters that I already know, but I'm interested. If it was on Disney Plus, and it might be for all I know, I would watch it. I haven't been back to the movies since the pandemic, but I will go back. Let me get caught up in chat, and then we'll say goodbye. It's a little past 10. So yeah, she's on Kim Possible as well. I didn't know that. Make Rock and Roller Coaster into Monsters Inc. with the Doors. Oh, that'd be fun, Mar. That'd be cool. I've always thought, if they're going to stay with the Rock and Roller Coaster, they can do rock and roll and not be Aerosmith. I mean, and I don't know how hard it would be to change it up, but I think that would be fun. Rock and Roller Coaster in the cars heading to the racetrack. That's cool. Maybe Nico says, maybe when you come to spring training next year, I will meet you at a game. Maybe Brewers. Nico, let's make it happen. I don't know the dates yet because my good buddy's going to set it, but as soon as he sets them, I will tell you. Another Disney creator might be coming on the trip with me. Nico, I would love that. I would love that. I will buy that. Well, I was going to say I'll buy the Dole Whip. They don't have Dole Whip there. Whatever. Let's do it. I would love that so much. You're seeing, Jan says she's seeing Shang-Chi tomorrow. Let us know. Come back and let us know. I'm anxious to hear. I think that's it, guys. It's not a work day. I'm going to go downstairs and finish my coffee, maybe even turn on the TV, but I've got things I want to do Please, hey, Pass Holder Pair, what's going on, my friends? Please check out Magic of the Mouse Radio. I think the episode of week 4, I think it's in about an hour. I'm pretty sure. Magic of the Mouse Radio, 11 o'clock my time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. I think is the first time you will see week 4, episode 4 of my Disney Countdown. A new episode every week on Magic of the Mouse Radio. We count down from 100 all the way to number 1 for the rest of the year. It's a lot of fun. I'm having fun with it. Playing radio DJ, it's a lot of fun. The radio show, again, is called Disney Countdown. It's on Magic of the Mouse Radio. Also, we got lots of other stuff. I've got a couple videos in the queue. We recently went to a museum here in Fort Worth. I dropped that vlog. Lots of other stuff coming. We recently went to a Star Wars store. I did a live stream on it Saturday morning, and I'll create the video for that. I might do that today. We'll see. Lots of more content coming your way because I like this stuff. And I like you guys. Thank you so much for spending a little of your time on a Labor Day with me. It's 10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern time on the 6th of September, Labor Day, if you're here live. If you watched all the way to the end on Team Replay, you're a beast. Hashtag Team Replay in the chat. I will be back tomorrow. I can't imagine why I won't be live all week. Again, took a little break last week, but we'll be back. I hope you all have the best day ever. Go do something awesome for somebody. Spend your day wisely, whether it's a rest day or it's a get ahead day. Whatever you do something awesome for yourself, your family, but do something for somebody that they'll never know it was you. There's no way your mood doesn't get hugely boost from doing that. Do something nice for somebody is what I'm trying to say. And you've already done something nice for me. You've watched my show. I appreciate you. Have the best day ever. You don't have to go, but you can't stay here. Have fun storming the castle. Stop punching people on ferries in Disney and put the hatchet down if you're on Tom Sawyer Island. That's all. Bye for now.